Alright, so in this video I'm going to talk about polynomial long division. Now I know there's another method for division that we've done in class, the box method of polynomial division. But I really advise that everyone understands how to long divide polynomials, because the box method really only works when it divides evenly and there's no remainder. If you have a remainder, it's not really going to work out too well, and you're going to get kind of messed up as you're trying to do the box method in that situation. So I really advise that you do understand how to do long division with polynomials. So let's talk about how to do that. So first, just to review long division in general. So polynomial long division really follows the same concept as regular long division with regular numbers. So let's just review how you would long divide this. 189 divided by 7 is how you would say that. So what you first want to do is look at, well, does 7 go into 1 at all? No, it doesn't. So we're going to go to, does 7 go into 18? It does. How many times does it go into 18? Let's see. 1 times 7 is 7. 2 times 7 is 14. 3 times 7 is 21. So 21 is too high, but 14 is okay. So we can do 2 times 7. So put a 2 there, and make sure we put it above the 8, because 7 goes into 18 2 times. It's not 7 goes into 1 2 times, or 7 goes into 189 2 times. It's 7 goes into 18 2 times. So that's why we put it there. So then that gives us 14, 7 times 2. So we have 14, we want to subtract that, because we want to see how much we have left. So now we can do 18 minus 14 gives us 4. Then we want to pull down the 9. So now we have 49. So now how many times does 7 go into 49? Well, I know that 7 times 7 is 49. So I'm going to put a 7 there. And I know that 7 times 7 gives us 49, so we can subtract that and we get 0. And that just means that we have no remainder. So our answer is 27. So we can apply that same concept to polynomials. So let's say that we have something like 3x squared plus 17x plus 24. And divide that by x plus 3. Now for this, we just want to look at our x, and then we want to look at our first term. So how many times does x go into 3x squared? And another way you can say that is, what times x gives us 3x squared? And the answer to that is 3x. 3x times x is 3x squared. So we're going to put that here because we want to align the like terms. So 3x would be a like term with 17x. So we put it above the 17x. So then 3x times x plus 3 gives us, let's see, 3x squared plus 9x. But now we want to subtract that. Just like we did up here, we want to subtract what this times this is. So we subtract that, and that means we have to subtract that 9x as well. So now we have minus 3x squared. We have 0 there in that column, and 17x minus 9x is going to give us, let's see, 8x. And we can also pull down the 24. So now, how many times does x go into 8x? Or what times x is 8x? The answer to that is 8. Because 8 times x would give us 8x. And then we want to take, what does 8 times x plus 3 give us? So that's going to give us 8x and plus 24. But we want to subtract that, so we want to make sure, change these signs. and that gives us 0. So that 0 at the end just means there's no remainder. It divided out evenly, so our answer is 3x plus 8. All right, but now let's talk about what happens if it doesn't divide evenly. So let's do an example with regular numbers first, where it doesn't divide evenly, just to remind us what happens. So let's say we have, I can just come up with some random numbers, like we'll do 7 again. What do we want to divide by 7? Let's say 200. Let's do that. So does 7 go into 2 at all? No, it does not. Does 7 go into 20? It does. It'll only go in twice. So I'm going to put a 2 there. And 7 times 2 is 14. I'm going to subtract that from 20. And that gives us 6. Then we can pull down the 0. Now does 7 go into 60? Yes. How many times does it go into 60? It's going to be 8 times. Because 8 times 7 is 56. 7 times 9 would be 63. So that's too much. So we have 7 times 8 gives us 56. And we're left with 4. And 7 doesn't go into 4, so we can't do anything else. So we're just going to say remainder 4. But we can also write that as 28 and 4/7. So instead of saying 28 remainder 4, we can also say 28 and 4/7, which is also 28 plus 4 divided by 7. Because there's still this 4 that we have not divided by 7, because we couldn't do that. That's why we have this 4/7 here. So now let's see how that translates into polynomial division. So we can just make up some random division problem because we want to get a remainder anyway. So let's try x. Let's do x minus 1. It's good to practice with the negatives because negatives can get tricky with this. And then we can do, let's say, 2x squared plus 7x minus 6. Okay, so we want to look at how many times does x go into 2x squared. And that's going to be 2x. I'm going to put the 2x there. So then we have 2x times x minus 1 gives us 2x squared minus 2x. But we want to subtract that. So we got to change the signs on both of these here. So now we have minus 2x squared plus 2x. So now that column gives us 0. This column will give us 9x. And then we can pull down the minus 6. So now, how many times does x go into 9x? The answer is 1. Sorry, not 1. 9. 9 times x gives us 9x. And then the 9 times the negative 1 gives us minus 9. Now we want to subtract that, so change both of the signs here. Now we end up with these two cancel out, and then negative 6 plus 9 gives us 3. So this is our remainder. So we can say remainder 3, but we can also write that as 2x plus 9 plus 3 over x minus 1. Because we were dividing by x minus 1, and we ended up with this 3 left over that we still didn't divide by x minus 1. So that's why we have the plus 3 over x minus 1. So, hopefully that was a good review of polynomial long division. This is going to be important for the test over this unit. It's important foundational knowledge for a lot of the concepts in this unit. So, hopefully this was helpful, and I will see you in the next video.